Hi, Shoaib. I'm just going to take a look at your student portfolio. Thank you for submitting it. You have your benefits and challenges document completed, which looks to be in great detail. You have your reflection here, and oh, that's a lot of hours, 6 to 7 hours. Did a lot of steps there. There you have some for reflections. You might, in the areas of what you learned in critical thinking, expand upon that so I could understand how you learned and how you approach things, particularly in such a long time period. I'm trying to figure out, um, and I worry a bit that it took 6 to 7 hours. It's something that, well, probably shouldn't take that long. In terms of your project, I see that it's a very good reflection there. And then we have a link to the projects here. And I see that you have a plan outline. And that seems to be pretty comprehensive. And then I guess you have your weekly sort of updates, which is nice. And yeah, it's looked like you're working on a package here. And then the final deliverable package. So that's interesting. So this is the first one. And this is the second one. It's a little, there's some Instagram posts. And you're focusing on a lot of the negative things here. It's interesting. Oops, I've lost your, and we've got some quotes. Okay. And finally, ready to post here. Okay. I think that's probably, all right. So I have that. So you've done a lot of work. It looks like you're pretty close to finishing that. You don't have a self-assessment yet that you need to submit to me, but otherwise it's very close. Got your in-class contributions. That's all solid. And then your community contribution. So you're definitely at A quality work there. Now let me just see. Challenges. I'm just wondering. Just want to make sure. Okay, yeah. Now these reflections are really short given the number of hours you've worked, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. Not concerned, but just wondering what's going on. You've got your updates and your projects, and then your reflections that you're continuing to do, which is good, although I don't have the time on this one. And then your in-class contributions. Okay, and then your resource, which is good. We have creating information literacy, which is good. You've got that. That was the document I asked for. And then your reflection here. Okay, which is solid. And then I've looked at your project, you know that I did, so that's, it looks like you've made steady progress there. Class contributions, and then I think we're supposed to do, no, I can't remember. Anyway, you've got a resource. You've got up to 3 resources. That's all I've asked for, so we don't need anybody anymore past then. Got the pedagogical value. Okay, so you've got these all these components here, which is solid. And you've got your reflection. It looks like yeah, no, okay, you've done CurePod. That's great. All right, good. That's solid. We've got your deliverables. Everything's there for week 4. In-class contributions. Okay, that's solid. This is solid. And then you've given yourself a grade of A. Let's just take a look. I think you're giving a pretty extensive description here of this, so I would tend to agree. And from what I've seen, it's a quality work. And then for the the planning activities for this week, you have done, I'm just taking a look here. So in this particular little document, managing time, teachers, okay, so you've got that, but you didn't do, doesn't look like you've done your analysis. You're supposed to take one of these tasks and do a deep analysis. So you're missing this one. Select one task. You're missing that part of it. Okay, so I'm going to just write that there. Insert comment. Missing last task analysis. Just to see if ChatGPT or whatever you use suggested something that works. Got your project plan, and so that's okay. And then your in-class contributions are just a list that you've made, which is great. And you're giving a review, a new resource, which you don't need to do anymore. So just make sure that you know that. So I'm inclined to think there's just the one thing missing there, that A seems to be an accurate representation of your work.